So don't say anything that you don't want the whole world to know. It's basically your whole life as a teacher, right?
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I hear you. All right. Well, thank you, Katie Prescott, for joining us today. I really appreciate taking just a minute to talk about a little bit about what it's like to have high schoolers in your environment. So I know that you've been teaching for a little bit. You're teaching high school this year. How long have you been teaching high school?
Since '06. So
Wow.
years. I'm an English teacher, not a math teacher, so you might have to do the math on that for me.
I like words too. I'm gonna stick away from that. That's longer than I realized, actually. That's a lot of time with high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're going to see lots of high schoolers come through the doors of FHS this week. And as a mom of a new high schooler, that's me, I just am wondering if you had some words of wisdom, just something really simple. If you had a moment with a parent of a high schooler, what's the one thing that we can do for our high schoolers this month that will make a difference in their lives?
Okay, I'm going to give you two.
Ooh, okay.
One, it is so important, especially as an English teacher, but I know for all English teachers in the building, we just really, really, really want our students to become readers if they're not readers already. And so they need encouragement and support in finding a book, and we help them with that here also. And there's a library, and we have classroom libraries, but to have the support at home of taking them to chapters or taking them to the public library and finding them a couple of books that they actually want to read and will enjoy reading, because every day they have English class and there's independent reading, that they're reading something they want to read, that they've chosen to read every day. And the students who don't have something, they can feel it and see it, and I think just a little extra support at home, finding something they want to read, would be very helpful. And then the second thing would be just to encourage independence. And like, they're getting into high school, and sometimes it's so easy to like let their parents do, can you email my teacher about this, or can you, and it's really important, I feel, for them to take responsibility for their learning, and obviously to be a support system at home. And there's always extenuating circumstances, but as a whole, to encourage them to take responsibility for their learning, for their environment, for what they need, and to encourage them to talk to the adults around them about whatever it is that they are feeling, or that they are lacking, or that they need support with. It helps them develop their own relationships with the adults in the building. And it also just gives them confidence, I think, to know that they can do it with you supporting them from the lines outside.
Right. I suppose as parents, we often want to make sure that the job gets done, or make sure that it gets done right. And so the desire to just kind of step in there and make sure those things are happening for our kids. And you're saying by now, like, they really need to be owning a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's always extenuating circumstances, like I said, but I think you're encouraging them to become independent and confident in a safe space at the same time, like with you encouraging them from outside and helping them even figure out like how to have the conversation, like what to say, what words to say. If they really feel like they need a different seat in the classroom for a certain reason, or if they can't figure out like where something is at the school, instead of just encouraging them to find those answers and approach those conversations. But even if there's a mark or an assessment that they aren't sure about why the teacher looked at it at a certain way, or wasn't sure about the feedback that was offered, for them to be the ones to come and have those conversations does a lot for their growth and their confidence.
That's great. I wouldn't have thought that would be one of the two, but those are a great two. Now, we're big readers at our house, but I'm just wondering what's the reasoning behind, even this late in the game, trying to find something that your student, your high schooler, really wants to read?
Well, I think being a reader is something that, like, in your entire life. You can live a whole bunch of different lives. You can see the world from a whole bunch of different perspectives. You can travel and you can meet new people and you can learn new cultures, and it all helps you to understand the world that you're actually living in and the people who are around you who have lived all kinds of different experiences other than the life that you live. And I think it just brings compassion and empathy, and it just shows what it means to be human from a whole bunch of different perspectives.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for your help. We appreciate that. And good luck to you this week with all of your new students.
Thank you.